I can see our the people who are always here every month. A lot of familiar names already showing up. Thank you all for taking the time to join us today for this seminar. Today's topic proves to be a very interesting one, even if it's pertaining to female, but the information that we have, it's going to benefit everybody here, both male and female alike, because you have wives, you have sisters, you have female friends that you can always share this information with and also understand what they go through if they find themselves in this situation. So without taking further ado, without wasting much time, we will just introduce the topic for today, which is the Nigerian woman and breast cancer. The agenda for today, as usual, we'll start with a safety moment on cancer. Then talk about the mission and vision of this forum. For those of us who are new, you get the opportunity to know what we're about. Then we'll go straight to the HSE topic. We have a segment for questions and comments. So any question you have there, then you can just put it on the chat. You say question, then you put in your question and we'll do our best to answer it. If not here, we can always answer it after the session. We'll also give you the opportunity to speak out. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question, we'll give you the opportunity, time permitting. Then we'll go through our quiz as usual and give our awards. Remember, when you're answering the questions, it's fastest, correct fingers first. So endeavor to put in the chat section quiz in capital letter, put the answer. You just need to put the option either A, B, C, or D. Then you put in your phone number so that we'll be able to contact you if you happen to be the lucky winner. Then we'll review our HSE campaign for the quarter. And of course, our amiable president will close up the session. Hopefully we'll round this up in the next 58 minutes. As usual, we want to commend those who took our time to spread the LiHSEIF message. So if you could just bear with us to go to the chat section, quickly put who invited you. You see the example there, it's I am Victor Boniface. I was invited by Aisha OKK. So that we'll be able to commend those who are helping us. So for those of us who also are here, take the time out for the next 4 weeks before we have our next seminar. Help us spread the LiHSEIF message so that we can always commend you as well for not just spreading the LiHSEIF message, but helping somebody gain more awareness on health, safety, and environment. So our safety moment for today, it ties into the HSE topic for today. In general, what is cancer? We've been hearing cancer here and there. So what's it all about? How does it start? This very short video is going to give us just a brief explanation of what it's about. So
today, cancer causes 1 in every 7 deaths worldwide. But how does cancer start? And what is being done to combat it? Our bodies contain trillions of highly specialized cells, and each carries genes responsible for regulating cell growth and division. But when a genetic change disrupts this process, cells begin to grow and divide uncontrollably, thereby becoming cancer. The genetic changes that cause cancer usually happen in 3 types of genes: proto-oncogenes, which signal a cell to grow and divide; tumor suppressor genes, which signal a cell to stop dividing; and DNA repair genes, which preserve and maintain genetic codes. Changes in these genes lead to abnormal cell growth, resulting in masses of tissues called tumors. Tumors may be benign, meaning that they remain in one area, or malignant, which means that they are capable of spreading. Through a process called metastasis, a malignant tumor cells will eventually break off, travel throughout the body, and begin forming tumors in other regions. When this happens, the cancer has become metastatic and is most dangerous. The cause of cancer is still a mystery. Inherited traits may be behind some of the genetic changes that lead to the formation of cancerous cells, and so might environmental exposures, such as excessive radiation from the sun or chemicals in cigarette smoke. In the United States today, roughly 1/3 of all people will eventually develop cancer. Of the over 100 different types of cancer, breast cancer is currently the most prevalent type, and lung cancer causes the most deaths. But our ability to fight cancer is improving. Since just the 1990s, cancer mortality rates have dropped more than 26% in the US, and more than 2 million lives have been saved. As treatments and methods of early detection improve, and doctors, scientists, and the public better understand cancer, hope remains in the fight against the disease.
So there you have it. We're still trying to find more information about this disease that's ravaging the world. And we believe that day by day, the science field and the medical field will find the solution to this issue once and for all. So, ladies and gentlemen, to our first question of the day, which of these cancers causes the most deaths? If you were following through the video, you would hear they mentioned specifically some parts of the body that is ravaged by cancer. One they mentioned was prevalent, and the other one causes the most death. So the question is, which one causes the most death? We have A, lungs, B, skin, C, heart, D, brain. So please go to the chat section, put in quiz, put which option you think is correct, A, B, C, or D, and put in your phone number. And if you're the fastest correct winner, you'll be contacted for your gift. So, well, as usual, we will try to review what's celebrated in the months of the year, especially as it pertains to health, safety, and environment. And as you can see, the month of February is very, very special because it's the 4th of February was World Cancer Day, where we are pushing, encouraging people to learn more about this illness that has been going on for many, many, many years. So that's the reason why February seminar, it's talking about breast cancer. Our safety moment is talking about cancer, because we're trying to build awareness. There is no known history of where it's coming from, but we can do our best to ensure that we try every day to learn something new about it and see how much we can rearrange our lifestyles to prevent it. Then in the month of March, so many interesting things happening, especially when it pertains to health. You have the World Hearing Day, you have the Bipolar Day, World Obesity Day, Oral Health Day, Tuberculosis Day, Kidney Day. Then of course, Red Cross, this is their month. Then we have the International Women's Day. So we're spilling in from talking about breast cancer in women in February. Then we're accumulating with the month of March, March 8th being the International Women's Day. We have the Mental Health Wellness Day, specifically for teens, because mental health has become a very serious issue that we've realized that we need to put attention to, especially not just for adults now, becoming younger. Then Down Syndrome Day on 21st of March, then World Water Day. This is something that is special to me because we have a whole lot of issues with wastage in the world today. Take out time to review all these things that we need to be aware of, and see what you can do to play your parts to ensure that you are building awareness as well. So for those who are new, Just very quickly, this forum is the Leadership in Health, Safety and Environment International Forum. LiHSEIF is the acronym. So our vision is to ensure that leadership, health, safety and environmental activities are available for everybody. It's no longer a question of an option. It becomes a mandatory thing available for everybody. Our mission is to involve and engage highly enthusiastic people like you who are interested in pushing the HSE and leadership message forward. We have our goal to ensure that leadership and HSE and leadership is not just for the professionals, that it's now going all the way to the grassroots. So the same way you give birth to a child and you start teaching the child how to talk, how to stand, how to walk, that's the way we see HSE. HSE should be at the grassroots level. Start teaching your child that, oh, the way you teach your child when you're crossing the road, look left and right, that's HSE. So we want to now make sure that we are getting down to that level. So by the time the child grows up and they are in their professional life, HSE doesn't become a big deal. It just becomes the norm. So we have our school programs, which we do, and it's very dear to our heart. We have several schools that we're in partnerships with, and we will be glad if we could get into more schools as well. So let us know if you want us to be in your school. Our aim and objective is to connect with as many people as possible to continue to push this LiHSEIF message forward, which is generally HSE for all. So our slogan is Leading for Legacy. So now we'll have gotten to the crux of the seminar, which is the topic. And we have our wonderful Ms. Ngozi Ejedimu with us. It's going to run through this discussion with us, the Nigerian woman and breast cancer. And it's lovely to hear from this particular perspective because she has experienced it. So let's keep our ears tuned. If you have friends that you know will benefit from this, please start sending out messages to them to log in as soon as possible so that they can get the information from her. So Ms. Ngozi Ejedimu, thank you so much for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Loud
yes, good afternoon, ma'am. We can hear you very well.
Afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon once again, Mrs. Ngozi Ejedimu. Thank you for, once again, we appreciate you for being here. Today is a special section, and the reason being that we have age restrictions. Approved age is 16 years and above. For most families with children below 16, their presence on this section will be at the parents' discretion and full supervision. And the views of the guest speaker and other participants are personal with the understanding and professional experience. Please kindly carry out due diligence before considering any medical decisions. LiHSEIF and her presenters will not be held responsible for any such decisions you take based on what you hear today. So please welcome once again. The theme again is the Nigerian woman and breast cancer, a discussion from the social healthcare perspective. And our beautiful guest is Mrs. Ngozi Ejedimu, a lawyer and entrepreneur who's turned breast cancer patient navigator and is also a survivor of breast cancer. She manages an Instagram page called What Cancer Nigeria. So if you get to your Instagram page, at What Cancer Nigeria, it's her Instagram page. It's a digital platform on a mission to ensure that all women are proactive about their breast health and encouraging community engagement when it comes to breast cancer awareness. Now, she uses her journey as a breast cancer survivor to change the narrative, fear, and misinformation about the disease, as well as championing the cause for patient experience in the management of breast cancer. She's also the founder of the Judah Foundation for Breast Cancer, dedicated to helping women navigate the journey from diagnosis to aftercare, especially in the area of psychosocial support. You, our esteemed audience, will learn more from our guests as we discuss with her on the topic that we have mentioned above, that is the Nigerian women and breast cancer, a discussion from the social healthcare perspective. Once again, welcome. Let's welcome Mrs. Ejidum. So I'm going to be asking her some questions to help all of us understand what it means to survive through cancer. At the same time, she's going to help us in case, in the event that there's any challenge when it comes to these health issue, what you need to do. So my first question is, when were you diagnosed of cancer?
Okay, so yes, good afternoon once again, everybody. There are different signs and symptoms of breast cancer. Mine was a lump, which I discovered in October 2016.
A lump, 2016. So
Yes.
what stage were you diagnosed with? I don't know how you people at the stages, the medical.
No, don't worry, I will.
Okay.
So after I found the lump, I went to see a doctor. I'm going to be emphasizing a lot of things. I did not go to my pastor. I called my pastor, but he was not my first point of call. I did not go to my pastor. I did not go to Baba Afiz in Abeokuta. I went to the hospital. A biopsy was carried out. They now took the tissue sample and did something called immunohistochemistry. And after that, I was diagnosed with stage 3 triple negative breast cancer.
Stage 3 triple negative. Well, those of you in the medical people will understand that. Wow. So that answers my next question. So can you come again? What you call the process that was done to detect the
okay, so let me backtrack. So one evening in October 2016, I had just come back from an outing. I wanted to watch a program. I will keep saying this was God. My hand just touched my right breast and I noticed a lump. It just didn't feel normal. So when my husband came back from work, I showed him. I told my husband, I did not keep it to myself. I did not go and start rubbing anointing oil. I showed my husband. We called my gynecologist because he's my family doctor. He now referred us to someone who I could go to because I had noticed a lump. So I discovered that I had breast cancer. You would call what I did self-breast examination. Yes, it wasn't that I deliberately went out of my way to do it that day, but the fact that I was the one that discovered the lump, I will call it self-breast examination. There's something called self-breast examination. So that's when most people discover a lump on their own. So I discovered the lump, went to the hospital, like I said, went through the process, saw a doctor. He did a clinical breast exam, confirmed the lump felt like it might be cancerous. We followed up his confirmation with tests, which is how I found out that I had. I'm trying to explain the process so that you will understand what happens when you find something weird going on with your breast.
Thank you very much for taking us through that journey. Now, how did you feel when you received the news? Now, after the doctor must have done the examination and all the tests, how did you feel?
Okay, so before I found the lump, when I was in university, let me backtrack. When I was in university, I noticed a lump in my breast. I told my mom, I was 19 then. It would interest you guys to know that I have seen somebody with breast cancer at 18. So I was 19 when I found the lump. I went to the hospital, but it was a benign lump. So when they find a lump, it could either be malignant or benign. So mine was a benign lump. But after finding the lump, no one told me anything about breast cancer and all that. So fast forward to 39 years, finding a lump, hearing it's cancer. And the thing was, after the doctor told me that it was possible that I had breast cancer, the next thing he said was, we're going to cut off your breast. We're going to cut off your breast. Now, the mistake with this approach is that if you give the news to someone in the wrong way, the person walks out of the hospital and never goes back in.
Exactly.
So it took 10 days for me to get the biopsy reports back. So between being told I had breast cancer and the 10 days of waiting, I thought of death. I thought of leaving my children. I tried to bargain with God. You know, when you tell God, oh, if you save me, I will never do this. So there was fear, there was anger, there was a part of me that now said, okay, so what if I actually die? What would happen? So it was a mix of different emotions. But let me tell you what kind of hit the nail on the head in a good way for me. I was coming home from, I can't remember where I was coming home from that day, but I heard a news. You know that sometimes you hear someone's situation and you tell yourself, okay, now my own no bad pass. So I heard something that day, and after that, and I was in the car, and I just told my husband that because of this thing I have heard, if you hear me complaining to God again, just slap my face. I'm not advocating domestic violence, so, you know. So I just told my husband, if you hear me complaining about anything to God again, just slap my face. So I think that was kind of where the turning point came, from fear to just leaving everything in God's hands and asking him to take control.
So from your narrative, at first there was fear, then there was hope.
Yes.
Hope of survival. So let me go to my next question. Is there a history? Is there a family history of cancer or breast cancer?
My dad's sister, so my aunt had breast cancer.
Okay.
I don't know if you call that family history, because I always thought family history was your mom or somebody. But yes, so if it's family history, my dad's sister had breast cancer.
Okay. Wow.
But my own immediate family, nobody has had cancer.
Okay. Okay. Now now what did you do to help you meet the challenges of your treatment? First, before the challenges, tell me about the treatment process.
Okay, so between waiting to get the final results back, we had to start making a plan as per, so what's going to happen if it's actually breast cancer. So we had told my mom, and as God would have it, she had a friend who had gone to India for breast cancer treatment. So the woman gave me the details, and so we started to explore that as one of our options. So let me cut in here again. Silence is the first killer. It's not even fear. When it comes to breast cancer, silence is the first killer. If you keep quiet, nobody knows. So even if God was going to send you help, you know, help is not always money. That's what people don't realize. So even if God was going to send you help, if you keep quiet, help does not come. So India became an option. Nigeria became an option. The only reason we didn't choose Nigeria was like, let them not be doing the surgery and they will take lights. So that is why we did not choose Nigeria. But anyway, so we opted for India. We didn't have enough money for treatment. I want to tell you guys the truth so that you guys don't think that I'm going to say anything. Some things I shouldn't even say, I will say them. So we did not have money for treatment. So family came together, donated, church helped a lot. So I told my pastor I had breast cancer. Church donated, church contributed through prayers, through cash, in kind. So church contributed. My pastor never told me My pastor didn't even talk about anointing oil. So let me just be telling people all these things. So church played the role it should play as from the spiritual angle, not from the medical angle. They are two different things. So after all was said and done, we gathered money, got the visa ready, and I was on my way to India.
So I think you've answered my next two questions, how others helped you to meet up with the challenges, raising of cash, kind, and for those who are of the faith, spiritual help and all that. And then, did this help make a difference? Did they contribute to your hope that perhaps getting to India, there is light at the end of the tunnel?
Okay, so before I got to India, they had just told me I had breast cancer. I actually did not know what stage I had. I think God kept that information from me because I know if I had Googled stage 3, if you Google stage 3 breast cancer, triple negative is a very aggressive form of breast cancer. In fact, if that's the first thing you read after they tell you, you probably want to even go and kill yourself before you go to the hospital. So I think God kept that information away from me. So it was after treatment and a lot of other things that I realized the severity of what I had had. So before I went in for treatment, because I told you I had an encounter and there was hope. And before I left, I had met 2 people that had breast cancer. So I have a friend that I actually forgot that she had gone through the process, and she was looking, you know, when somebody is looking hot, this is how I talk. She was looking very hot. So I told myself, if someone can look like this after breast cancer, then there's a reason for me to tap into her testimony. Then my friend's mom had also had breast cancer and had been treated in Nigeria. So those were the 2 things that kind of gave me hope on my journey to India. So okay. I got to India, saw the door. Okay, sorry, go on.
No problem. I think maybe this, I'm actually laughing at this question. I know the answer, but let it not seem as if one of the audience asked the question, I'm not asking you. Now, the person is saying, if a woman who has breast cancer is breastfeeding her baby rather, is there a possibility of transferring the cancer?
No. But please, if you notice there's anything wrong with your breast when you are breastfeeding, kindly go to the hospital. I am begging you. But the fact that you were already breastfeeding the child when you found out that you had breast cancer, nothing, it doesn't affect the baby in any way.
So I think the participant has gotten the right answer. Please, we'll keep emphasizing it. See a doctor. See, early diagnosis and early treatment saves life. If you wait till the last stage, then there'll be a problem. Now, my next question is this: how did you overcome the fears of treatment, side effects, and the possibility of death? Because I've heard people say the treatment of cancer can be very painful. So can you tell the audience?
Okay, so breast cancer is not a death sentence, and I did not have a possibility of death because, I mean, you shouldn't assume you will die till when you don't have all the facts and evidence before you. Why will you assume death immediately? So there was no possibility of death. Breast cancer is not a death sentence. How chemo works is that it attacks the good cells and the bad cells. Why people carry rumors around chemo is because most of the stories you hear about people dying from chemo, people will tell you, oh, someone died from chemo. Chemo does not kill. If unfortunately your the breast cancer is discovered at late stage, when it has metastasized to stage 4, it gets to a stage where the treatment is not going to work or your body is too weak for them to even start treatment. So worst case stage 4, they start treatment. After 1 or 2 treatments, you die. It wasn't the chemo that killed the person. was because the cancer had already advanced to such a bad state before the person sought medical help. So please note that, because a lot of rumors fly around that people die from breast cancer. People die from chemotherapy. It's not true. It's not true. I'm not even saying this because I'm the only person. I can show you a lot of people who have gone through breast cancer and did not die from chemotherapy. Yes, there are side effects. I lost all my hair. I lost my hair. I had something called chemo brain. So I became quite forgetful. My nails turned black and a few other things. But the side effects start to wear off over time with good diet, positive mindset, prayer, and just you being positive all the time with a lot of hope added to it. The side effects will clear after a while, but it is not chemotherapy that kills people. I need to emphasize that. It is not chemo that kills people.
Thank you very much. There you have it. So it's depending on the stage. I think stage 4 should be the last stage of
Yes.
most cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So now, were there any programs or services that you were offered so as to help you with the treatment process? For instance, you did mention that you lost your hair, you lost your nails became black, and you had something relating to forgetting things.
Okay, so to be honest with you, before I left for India, I did not actively seek out any, I didn't know of any, to be honest, and I did not actively seek out any. When I came back from India, I went online as well, and I noticed that there was a gap. So you know that transition from when you finish treatment to life after breast cancer. I noticed there was a gap in that, and that was why I started what I do. I also noticed that when it comes to breast cancer treatment in Nigeria, focus is just on treatment and surgery. So whether your hair is falling out, you are adding weight, you are losing weight, you don't really have anyone to talk to in areas like that. Whether it's affecting your sex life, whether there's a possibility you will not have children afterwards, there is really no one to talk to because, like I said, the focus is on treatment and surgery. So I was not aware of any until I started, because I searched, I was not aware of any. And that was the reason why I started What Cancer Niger.
Beautiful, because I wanted to say, I know in the Western world, there are things like that. Of every stage, there is someone to put you through and all to that. Now, as you said, there were no support network, so that I will not ask whether you joined any. But on a personal note, I know there would have been anxiety and pain, worries. So how did you let me start first with asking, did you face any of these things I mentioned, obstacles during treatment, pain, worries, rejection or dejection? Let me use the word dejection.
Okay, so you know, because I mentioned India a lot, some people will say, oh, what of people that cannot afford treatment? But hey, I've already told you I couldn't afford treatment, so you cannot be asking me that question. What I did with India was, I did my surgery in India. I did my first chemotherapy in India. I bought all my medicine and came back and finished my chemo in Nigeria.
Well,
so my chemo process in Nigeria. Okay, no, let me tell you something significant that happened when I was in India. I remember one evening, I was sitting down and I felt a heavy cloud descending on me. Now, this is Pirikoko. I felt a heavy cloud descending on me, and my spirit told me that this was depression about to set in, and that if I allowed it to take over, I would it would affect me in a very horrible way. So I prayed about it because I mean, I had suffered some bit of depression in the past. So when I felt that dark cloud, my spirit ministered what was happening or what was about to happen. So I rejected it. And to be honest with you, between then and now, even when I was going through treatment, I didn't go through depression. I know once in a while I had those why me moments, which is normal. But you know, even when you ask God why me, you will never get your answer. But I mean, my why me could be, I made you go through this because see, now you are helping people. So maybe that is, well, I'm not happy I had to have breast cancer to be helping people. But if that is one of the things that answers my why me, it's fine with me. I ate very well. I was a foodlum during chemo. I was a bad foodlum. I had appetite during chemo. So I didn't suffer depression. Chemo was hard at some point because 2 days after treatment, so I would let's assume I received chemo on a Thursday. I'll be okay on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I would go through an intense amount of pain where I would feel like dying. Then Monday, Tuesday, I'd start to feel better. So I had those moments. But if it's depression or sadness, no, it wasn't. I didn't feel depressed, but with issues of sadness and all that, it wasn't enough to overwhelm me or make me feel like God had been wicked to me and all that. Nothing like that. I mean, those emotions will come, but I mean, eyes on the prize. The goal was go through treatment and come out on the other side. Yes, so eyes on the prize was the focus.
That's okay.
Okay, due to network, maybe network has frozen Mr. Ike. So let me just continue from where you stopped. So next question I would like to ask you is that now that you're a survivor, how are you living and your daily life different and why? Is there any difference you've identified so far?
Okay, so I'm happy with the fact that, breast cancer made me more conscious of my body. So with regards to what to eat and just generally how to take care of myself, they'll tell you drink water, don't stress less, exercise. You hear all those things. They are not stories that touch. They are things that actually help you. These days we do what they call lifestyle medicine, where you are proactive about your health. So you watch what you eat, you reduce your alcohol intake, no smoking and all that. So, my breast cancer diagnosis has helped me with taking better care of myself after breast cancer.
Okay. Now that you're a survivor, I know you started an NGO that you founded.
Yeah.
For our viewers, the NGO is called the Judah Foundation for Breast Cancer. Now, how has it helped the Nigerian women, or how have you been able to spread this awareness of early detection, no phobia or no all these mythical things about treatment? How have you been able to champion this cause?
Okay, so with the foundation, like I said, another thing I noticed, besides what I do with World Cancer Nigeria, I noticed from the foundation angle that, like I said, because focus is always on treatment and surgery, we don't realize that women have issues. Some women have issues with transportation to the hospital. Some women have issues. So there's this thing called, so after breast cancer, like I have one breast. So I have something called, I use something called a prosthesis or a breast form. Women have issues with even getting that. So you find out that inside their bras, they are putting pieces of clothes or socks to fill up that empty space. So those were the things I noticed. That women don't know what to eat. There's generally a lot of confusion when you're diagnosed with breast cancer. So the foundation helps to fill in that gap. So we help with even food. There are times when focus is so much again on treatment and surgery that the women don't realize that they have to eat well to be able to even undergo the treatment. So, I mean, that's what the foundation focuses on. And then from the World Cancer Niger side, you could say I'm using technology to drive and spread awareness. So that's through Instagram, and then I do WhatsApp at times. So basically, I mean, the more people read, the more they spread information to other people. So basically using technology and word of mouth online to spread the message about breast cancer awareness, and also using myself as a guinea pig. So I have a picture of myself with my scar online to show women that if you have to lose a breast to live, just do it. It doesn't take anything from you. I mean, I'm the one talking to you guys now. I just decided I didn't want to use makeup or wear a wig. But I mean, that's it. But on a good day, oh yeah, let me tout my horn now. On a good day, I look very, very hot. I just decided not to use makeup and wig today because there was no need. But go to Instagram if you'd like to find out more about me. Like I said, we did not have money. So don't be looking at me and be thinking, oh, you're making noise, you went to India. We did not have money. It was people's money that helped me go to India. I went to the hospital. I did not keep quiet. So all those things that stop a lot of people from going to the hospital, I've answered all of them, Abi. I'm educated. Okay. Yeah, sorry, go on. I like to talk a lot, excuse me.
I know. I think our viewers should know that looking at Mrs. Ejidem, even if she says she didn't make up, you are still looking hot. I must say that. So
I know. Even if you don't tell me, I know.
So let's not even say you want to put me. The natural you looks okay and very okay, and I think the women and others will get inspiration from that. Before we have a viewer that wants to ask a question, but before that question, how can other organizations help? Say, and other NGOs, other bodies, how can they help? Because you said you are doing everything you do now is you are using the digital space.
Yes.
There might be viewers who want to lend help. There might be viewers who want to lend help. So that's what I'm saying.
I would like more help with technology, to be honest. I would like more help. I would like to go outside Instagram. And I would also like help with, so I'm trying to see if we can get a building, even if it's a free space that we can use for activities every weekend, for women who have just been recently diagnosed, for women who have had breast cancer, and just would like to sit around to share with people. I know a lot of women are shy. That's why, if you notice, I keep going on, I have one breast. A lot of women are very shy about talking about the fact that they have breast cancer. In fact, after cancer, they don't even say that C word. So that's why I'm very vocal about it. So yes, help would be nice in cash and in kind. So even paying for somebody's treatment, donating to the foundation, or even doing free screening when you can. Every little helps. And please, I want to note that help is not always monetary, because that's the mistake people make. So like I said, help in cash and kind. And kind can be in any form, encouragement, support, even paying for data. Like, I mean, I had to go, I'm online now to talk. I don't have light, I'm using my generator. So a lot of behind the scenes goes on that people are not aware of. But every little helps. Every little helps.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now I have two of our viewers. One is a question, and I think the other one is a comment. Let me take the question first. I don't know whether this is a Miss or a Mrs. Celestina Ugu. You can unmute yourself and ask our guest the question. Madam Ugu, can you ask your question? Okay, let's listen
No.
to, okay, go ahead, please.
I don't have any question. I don't have any question. If there is any, or how will I say it, where people go to run free screening, because a lot of people, I mean, the issue is keeping a lot of people, I mean, we are keeping quiet about this, the costs, the screening, the treatments, and what have you. These are all the problems. So I don't know if there is any center someone can go and do this screening, I mean, to detect it early. I don't know if there is any. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead, Mrs. Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I want to play good cop and bad cop in relation to this question now. You see a problem with our women in Nigeria. When you want to buy wig, the money will come out. When you want to buy a new dress, the money will come out. But when it's time for screening, you want it to be free. Life does not always work like that. I'm going to be honest. So let me say that part. Then there are women who genuinely cannot afford to go for screening. That is different. Most times, screening is normally through word of mouth. There are NGOs that carry out these things, but your ears always have to be open. And that's the honest truth. But another thing you can do when you notice there's something wrong with your breast, walk into a hospital. A lot of times, a lot of NGOs are affiliated to hospitals. So you will get information, even with regards to screening, if you go to the hospital closest to you. But Nigerian women, the fact that your husband is not the one giving you money to go for the screening does not mean you should not go for screening. Two of you came into the world at two different times. Mr. Christian is laughing. A lot of women will spend money on wig, but to go for checkup, they will refuse because the husband must be the one doing it. Anyway, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have answered the question. Okay, Madam Igberase. Madam Igberase. Okay, let's have you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Very
can.
loud and
Okay. Well, good evening. I came in late, so I don't know if they have asked this question before. I'm a survivor.
Okay.
I've completed all my treatment, but I just want to ask Ms. Ngozi, does she still feel sometimes on the exact portion where the scar, where the breast was removed? Because sometimes the pain.
It's called phantom pain. It happens.
And my doctor said it's normal, I should relax. But now that I see somebody I want to talk to, I just say, let me ask. Do you sometimes feel pain on your chest region, the exact place where the breast was removed?
That's what I'm saying. There's something called phantom pain. So you will feel pain there. Okay. And at times you will even imagine that you still have a breast there. It happens. The only thing I will tell you is that the fact that you're a breast cancer survivor does not mean that you shouldn't you should have an aftercare plan and should continue to go for your checkup. So I hope that you have those two. Yes, but you will feel pain there once in a while. It is normal.
Okay, I feel better now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So it's like if you have undergone any surgery, that phantom pain is often common. Some of us have you'll find that you don't feel that that place is paining you. When you go to the doctor, he will just tell you should just relax. I have Mr. Nishant Jain. I think this is an Indian name. I cannot really pronounce. Mr. Nish, is it Mr. Nishant? VP Ops, is that Mr. Nishant? I
Yes,
hope I'm
Mr.
correct.
Jain. You call him
Please,
Mr.
can you?
Jain.
Okay, Mr. Jain, can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Maybe it's not convenient to you. Can go ahead, round up.
Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead. So I think we've exhausted all the questions we want to ask our dear and very eloquent guest, Mrs. Ngozi Ejidum. And you can always reach her. She has already shared her WhatsApp, her Instagram handle. Her Instagram handle. What Cancer Niger, at What Cancer Niger. Please visit. You can ask her more questions there. You can also go to our own page at Leadership in HLC, also on Instagram. You can ask her questions. You can ask us questions. We will always help you to reach. Please take home early detection. Do not just relax. It does not matter even if you are a man, you detect anything that is cancerous in your body. Please go to a doctor. This phobia of visiting doctors. Some of us sitting have survived because we went to a doctor. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ejidim. We really appreciate you so much. Please keep up the good work. Keep creating this awareness to all the women, not just only in Nigeria, Africa as a whole, because Nigeria seems to be in the light a little bit. Other African countries, light never reached that place. So thank you very much. Really appreciate you.
You are welcome.
So,
you are welcome.
For our audience who have this question, which we are going to share, I'm going to be sharing the question. I'm going to share my screen now. Let me share my screen. So if you have been following along, I think you should be able to answer this question. Which is actually the second question in the webinar. I guess Mrs. Ngozi Ejidim survived what type of cancer? A, leukemia. B, ovarian carcinoma. C, ductal carcinoma. D, pharyngeal cancer. So as usual, the fastest to answer that question. So we're expecting your answers on the chat part of the app. So back to you, Mrs. Ikenebome, this year.
All right, that was very insightful. It's a whole lot of information to take in, and actually getting the first-hand experience from our guest speaker tells us that there's a whole lot of weight to the information and a whole lot of knowledge passed as well. So everybody here knows somebody. I mean, you know a woman. So let's connect them to this information. Let's not suffer in ignorance. Thank you again, ma'am, for coming to share your story with us. It's not easy sometimes to share these life experiences, because when you have a direct contact with these kind of things, it can be mentally heavy to manage on your own, not to talk about having to share the information with others. I my dad had his own bout with cancer. Unfortunately, he didn't overcome it, but still, it's still lessons learned, and we all have more information to learn from it. So thank you very much, ma'am. We hope that next month, when we'll be having our March seminar, we would also, well, and we'll tie something into it, being the fact that we're celebrating Women's Day on the 8th of March. We would also want to have something similar that we could discuss, heartfelt topics like this that we could discuss that will benefit everybody. So I don't even need to ask. I know everybody here has gotten a lot of information, and I'm sure we already have our winners coming up as well. So we'll move to the next. We'll move to the next session, which the winners of last month. We have Ms. Rachel Olufisue, the Olufisue family, our standard here. Any competition that they do not win, it means that competition is wrong. So we are happy that they continue to collect it, and we know that today will not be any difference. I'm saying it because I know it's going to be so. And of course, we have Mr. Rotimi Arogi. Both of them were the winners of our last session we had in January. Our HSE campaign for the quarter is still the Stop Bullying campaign. And we're encouraging people to stand up and to speak out. This ties into our breast cancer awareness that we're having this month. You do not suffer in silence. A problem shared, they say it might not be solved completely, but at least it's half solved. You're getting somewhere. Nobody is an island. We all need one another to be able to move forward and to get the help we need. So please, if you're having anything that is bothering you, be it physically, mentally, or in your environment, you're suffering from some form of harassment of any kind, please reach out to someone. As our guest speaker, Ms. Ngozi said, reach out to your doctor when you are sick. That's what they are there for. God sends helpers most times to help us. It's what unfortunately some of us are expecting is that he would come down from heaven to help us, when he has actually given some people the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be able to take care of problems that are worrying you. So if you have a headache or you have an ailment, some people have the knowledge to make drugs that could help you with that ailment. So please let us not try to make a mountain out of a molehill. Life is simple if you just look at the signs. So remember, speak out, stand up, stop bullying. So without taking too much of your time, you guys have been wonderful being with us for this period. It's already an hour past. So let's, our dear Mr. President, give us a closing remark while we, okay, the quiz winners are ready. So go ahead with the winners.
Yes, they are, excuse me, they are ready. And I think, as you rightly predict, the Olufisuyes again have cleared the board. The first question, which was asked, which of these cancers cause the most deaths? The winner is Miss Feikemi Olufisue. She was the fastest, so she won that, or she answered that question correctly. The next question, which is quiz number 2, our guest, Mrs. Ngozi Ejidum, survived what type of cancer? The winner, which is answer to that question C, the winner is Mrs. Rachel Olufisue. So mother and daughter taking the prize. Back to you, Mrs. Kenebomo.
All right, congratulations to our winners. Please ensure that your phone contact is available so that you can get our token gift. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Good evening, all of us. Thank you for being available again for our monthly webinar. We want to appreciate Mrs. Ngozi for taking out time to deliver her speech and also share her experience with us. We want to join everyone to continue to support and be part of this interesting family-centric program. I know some of us would have had other alternatives to have attended other events, but you chose to be with LiHSEIF as an organization. So I want to use the opportunity to appreciate everyone for staying fast with us and for ensuring that this program and events is a success. We'll continue to churn out interesting personalities and programs for the education and the well-being of the general public. Thank you all for being there for us. We appreciate you and we'll see you next month, God willing. Thank you so much, sir.